Going over my thoughts on the besides Marvel Studios Phase 5 and 6, which I still need to make a video on or a live stream on. It's official, Rick Grimes and Michonne are set to return to the Walking Dead universe in 2023. This is probably the best surprise I had at SDCC, only because I wasn't really expecting it. You know, I expected Marvel Studios' big announcements and stuff like that, and blah 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 blah, and you know, the Black Panther trailer is beautiful, but this I just wasn't expecting. So it is official, Rick Grimes and Michonne Hawthorne are returning to The Walking Dead. However, it's in a very different format than we originally presumed. At the end of, towards November 2018, following the exit of Rick Grimes' role on The Walking Dead and his special episode, the night of that episode's release, and after the episode had ended, it was confirmed that we were getting a movie trilogy of Rick Grimes' story, the continuation of his story through a movie format. And obviously 4 years later, we didn't really get much information besides the fact they were working on it throughout COVID, and that you know, Andrew Lincoln had signed on. However, both Andrew Lincoln and Denai Guerrera made a surprise appearance at San Diego Comic-Con on The Walking Dead's final panel, and that basically confirmed, or they came on and they confirmed that instead of a movie trilogy, we're getting a 6-episode spin-off series wrapping up Rick Grimes and Michonne's story. I would personally not really call this a spin-off, based on the fact that it is based on the fact that the leading characters are the main characters of The Walking Dead, Rick Grimes and obviously his love interest slash new wife Michonne. Reason why I say that is because on one of the promotional posts from The Walking Dead, Michonne is actually titled as Michonne Grimes, which makes me assume that following the end of All Out War, they actually got married, which I think is cool. However, I've only just found out her name's Michonne Hawthorne, so I'm going to stick to that until it's officially canon that she is classed as Michonne Grimes. But yeah, it is so surreal that Rick and Michonne are officially returning. I always knew this was going to happen because obviously they had announced that Andrew Lincoln was coming back after he left, but you know, Michonne was always up in question. Was she going to come back? You know, she's very busy playing Okoye for Marvel Studios. Was Denai Guerrera going to come back to the role? Obviously, she's a playwright as well as an actress. But no, they are coming back, and this will be the conclusion to their story. So my best assumption is, oh god, the car's stuck. My best assumption is that this 6-episode series will follow the Marvel Studios Obi-Wan Kenobi format of basically running as a 6-hour movie, which in a sense is basically the same as a movie trilogy, because obviously each movie you're looking at about 2 hours, that's 6 hours worth of content. A 6-episode series roughly running at an hour's time is you know, it's really good. I'm personally made up with this. I think the series is going to be amazing. It does sound quite set in stone that this will be the end of Rick Grimes and Michonne's story, which makes me assume that we will probably not be seeing them. We probably won't be seeing them again after this. So will one of them die? I don't know. I hope not. I hope we have a happy ending for once. So this is the main character, and it does seem like that The Walking Dead will not be taking the comic book route for Rick Grimes' character himself. I hope I'm right on that, and that they don't kill him off the same way they did with the comic books. Personally, I'm hoping they just don't do that death at all. I do want to talk a bit about part 3 of the final season, because that trailer looked stunning. Might I add, that trailer looked absolutely gorgeous. you know, I do feel a bit bad because I will admit I'm more excited for this spin-off than I am the main series to end, because Rick Grimes is obviously my favourite character in the show. He is actually one of my favourite characters in just all of TV in general. I absolutely adore the character of Rick Grimes. I like that. There's not enough I can say about why I love that character so much. I just think he's an absolute godsend to television, and I seriously just cannot wait to see him come back. I'm hoping that we still see Rick and Michonne come back for the final episode. There are some theories that they could show up based on the fact that in the final Walking Dead cast photo, there are 2 people that are masked, not just wearing face masks because of COVID, but really weird like costume masks. I think one of them is Andrew Lincoln. I genuinely do. I think one of them will be Andrew Lincoln, and I hope the other one is Michonne or Denai Guerrero. Sorry. The final season looks incredible. The final 8 episodes look just gorgeous. I think the fact they're finally bringing walkers back as the main threat is so poetic, because I think the show has kind of lost its way in terms of making the walkers actually scary. They did a good job with it in season 9 when obviously Rick was taking his exit and the rise of the Whisperers. Because then there was that whole, oh, who's a walker and who's a whisper thing. I thought that was really good. It kind of brought a bit more intimidation back to... I'm not blowing this car off. It's pretty nice. It brought a bit of intimidation back to the actual zombies themselves, which is, you know, the whole point of The Walking Dead, really. So the fact we now have a new variant of zombies that can run, that can, you know, climb walls, turn door handles, basically bringing back the zombies that were on the show at the start of the series. Obviously, because Rick Grimes was shooting down walkers that were climbing over fences and zombies that were trying to turn doorknobs, and you know, I'm not going to follow Eugene's theory that that the walkers are evolving. I'm personally thinking, well, based on what we know with COVID-19, I know I don't really want to talk about that, but with this point I'll bring it up, how there are different strands and different variants. I personally think that this is all leading up to the Cure storyline, which is what I think, where I think the CRM come into it, and where I think the Daryl Dixon spin-off and Isle of the Dead come into it. I think the series is setting up the fact that we know that Maggie, Negan, Daryl, Carol are all going to survive. It makes me think that it's all, you know, those 4 plus Rick and Michonne, they're all going to work together to basically bring out the Cure, which is why I hope that the first few episodes of the Rick and Michonne spin-off explain how Rick and Michonne reunited, what did Rick get up to following his exit, and, you know, kind of carry on from that. I don't want a Book of Boba Fett approach. I loved the Book of Boba Fett. I thought it was a really good show, but it spent way too much time trying to juggle the past and the present with how Boba survived the Sarlacc pit, and then how he became the new emperor or the new kingpin of the underworld on Tatooine. And, you know, I just don't want to see that kind of imbalance between what happened versus what's happening. I hope that either all of it takes place in the past and it sets up, you know, it answers that question, or none of it does and we just get to. I personally think they're going to try and juggle it. I just don't want there to be too much of a, okay, this is what happened then, this is what's happening now, that kind of thing. Now there is a lot of confusion based on what's been said about this series, because it was said to stated by both Andrew and Denai that it's supposed to wrap up Rick and Michonne's story in a 6-part or a 6-episode series. And, you know, some people are saying it's been a limited series like Obi-Wan Kenobi, like you know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. a lot of the Disney Plus shows, which I'm hoping the show drops on Disney Plus in the UK, because that's how I watch The Walking Dead now. But also, you know, oh, that would have been really cool, but no, it didn't work. Yeah, I'm not going to destroy this car just yet. You know, there's that whole... Yeah, I love that format, and I just hope that if they are doing a limited series, that they answer what happened, and they give a satisfying conclusion, because that's all I really want with these characters now, is just a satisfying conclusion to their arc. However, if it's not a limited series, but I do suspect that we will probably see more of Rick and Michonne working with Daryl and Maggie and Negan and Carol, or probably not Carol because she's not coming back. But yeah, I don't know. I just want a satisfying conclusion, really. I'm hoping that what my hope is that we see Rick and Michonne show up in the finale of the show, and then the 6-episode series then addresses what happened to both Rick and Michonne following their departures. It will probably start off with Rick primarily, because obviously 6 years go by until Michonne leaves to go find him, so that's 6 years worth of storyline for Rick. And you know, I don't really have many theories just yet. I think the reason why they're doing a show is probably because of COVID. I think had the pandemic not happened, it would have stuck to a movie. But also in hindsight, I think it would be easier to do a series based on the fact that it gives both Andrew Lincoln and Denai Guerrero it gives them less commitment. They can do this show and then they can leave for good if they wanted to. Because of course, Andrew left to basically pursue life as just a father to his kids, and Denai, she left to go pursue other creative endeavours. I think having a series that's around the same length as a movie trilogy will give more of that finality to the job, which I think is pretty cool. I think it's lovely. I would love to see more, but the series is ending, so there's no really a reason. There's nothing saying they can't do a movie in a couple of years' time. A movie, like a sequel movie to the series with Judith as the lead. You know, with Rick, Daryl, Carol, Maggie, Negan, and older Judith and older Herschel, and older RJ. There's nothing saying they can't do that, but at the same time, I think it's just. Sorry. I think it's just time that they give the series a bit of closure. You know, the series has been going on for 12 years. That's such a long time. They've got spin-offs coming out left, right, and centre. They've got they've got two. Well, hang on. They've got the Daryl spin-off, the Isle of the Dead. They've got Fear the Walking Dead, which isn't ending just yet. They have Tales of the Walking Dead. They've got so many things, and I just think that now is probably the time to kind of wrap things up a little bit, because the Walking Dead won't be going away anytime soon at all. In fact, I think 2023 will be an even bigger year for the Walking Dead than this year, as it is the expansion of the universe. However, I think that it is probably round about time that the future of the Walking Dead starts to wrap up in a way. In my eyes, now that we know that the main characters are returning, I don't really see these last 8 episodes as the final season. I more so see the spin-off as more of a sequel prequel kind of thing, because it's going to establish the CRM, which have been the oh my god, the overarching mystery for quite a few years now, since the departure of Rick. So actually, no, since the pilot, because we saw helicopters show up in the pilot episode, and it's like, well, what are these helicopter people about? What are they trying to gain? And we've learnt more through World Beyond. We've learnt more through Fear the Walking Dead. But what is their end game, what is their plan. And that's what I'm most excited about, really, with this new series. I think it's going to be absolutely astonishing. I can't wait to see where it goes. I hope that we get some nice conclusion to both Rick and Michonne's story. I hope they get a happy ending, because they have really deserved it. Oh my god, the perseverance of both of those characters has been intense, and the same with Daryl. I think that our core ensemble will get a happy ending. However, there's characters that I really hope to also survive. I'm looking at primarily Aaron and Rosita. Those are the two. Well, Aaron, Rosita, and Ezekiel. I can't. At this point, I think I just want Ezekiel to die a hero's death. Rosita is kind of look like she's going to bite the bullet, but I think she'll either die a hero's death or she will survive. If she dies any other way, I'll be quite upset, because I love Rosita. I think she's an awesome character. Aaron, I think if anyone's going to get Rick's comic book death, it's probably the person that's probably been more like comic book Rick than actual Rick, and that's Aaron. I feel like Aaron's really taken comic book Rick's arc in the series. Movie Idol did make a really good point that Andrea could get Rosita could get Andrea's comic book death, which is why she's being a huge badass, and then it's revealed she's bit. But I just feel like that's too cliche. We had that with Carl, and we've had that with so many other characters where they just saw a bite and I was like, oh crap, clock's ticking now. And I don't know, I just hope that we get some conclusion, some satisfying deaths and satisfying endings. Personally, I think the villains are going to die more so than the heroes. I think that some of the heroes will probably die, as it's The Walking Dead, no one's safe. But I just hope that the best ones live. Although, horrible thing to hope for, because I will just be setting myself up for disappointment. I'm looking at Glenn and Abraham there, because they were pretty loved, and that still didn't stop Negan from orchestrating what is perhaps one of the most violent death scenes on TV, if not the most violent. I won't give it that title, just because there's a lot of competitors out there, like the Red Wedding scene from Game of Thrones, and other shows like that, but definitely one of the most violent death scenes on television. But yeah, Rick Grimes and Michonne are coming back. It's been a few days now, and I'm still absolutely blown away by it. I think it's an absolutely incredible piece of news to drop. Rick and Michonne, like I said before, are my favourite characters. I absolutely love them both. And I can't wait for that amazing reunion between Rick, Michonne, Judith and RJ. I think that would be just beautiful. And if I'm being honest, I would direct it. If I was directing it, I would actually reprise the theme song that played when Rick reunited with Carl and Judith. If I can, I'll leave a link to it. Probably won't though. Just type in on YouTube The Walking Dead 103 OST, and it'll come up with a thumbnail of Rick, Laurie and Carl, and just listen to the music, because it's absolutely beautiful. It's such a beautiful melody, and I play that as the Grimes family reunite. But yeah, I think The Walking Dead has got such a bright future ahead, even if the main series is ending. And I'm going to be an emotional wreck when the final episodes drop. I just really hope that we see Rick and Michonne show up at the end. I just really hope so. I think it'll be such a treat after everything that's happened in the real world since they both left. I mean, hell, the pandemic was going on during Michonne's exit, so I think it'd be really nice to have that conclusion, that real, genuine conclusion. And yeah, Anyway, gonna keep it a short one today, just because there's a few things I want to talk about and not a lot of time. I just got back from holiday, so you know, probably gonna do a stream later talking about the Marvel Studios Phase 5 and 6 reveals, and I'll probably try and talk a bit about God knows what else. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please stay safe and have a great day. I'll see you all soon. Peace out.